That is your constitutional right? It's people out here reminding us of the black struggle in America.
I'm not sure how many of you guys have been paying attention, but the baby beater that is representing Carmelo Anthony's family has been getting absolutely destroyed online relentlessly for days on end now. People have dug up his dark and violent past, and look, I try my best not to judge people by their past. I try to judge people by who they are currently, because I understand that people change, people grow. Some of you watching this video won't be the same person tomorrow that you are today. It's part of the human process. Growing, adapting, evolving, getting some things wrong and picking yourself back up and trying it again until you get it right. Making mistakes and learning from them. But I also believe that there are some things that you just do not come back from, that you cannot come back from. And one of those things is hurting kids. And I feel very strongly about that. There is no comeback story. There is no redemption arc for someone who hurts kids. And Dominique Alexander, Carmelo Anthony's spokesman, is someone who hurts kids. He can cut his hair off and no longer look like a Timu Cat Williams at the end of the day. He is and will always be a baby beater. And there is no coming back from that. There is no redemption story after doing something like what he did. Now you would think that someone like Dominique, after doing all of these horrible things that he has done, you would think that someone like him would keep a low profile, right? Someone who has repeatedly hurt women and kids, yet he has the audacity to think that he can be a voice for victims, that he can represent victims, or that he can represent anyone at all, because Carmelo's not a victim, but in other cases he's tried to be the voice for victims. In this situation, he's a voice and a spokesman for a murderer. So I guess if you think about it, and it kind of just hit me, maybe it kind of makes sense this time. The people he's represented in the past, a lot of that was like, whoa, dude, you like hurting women and kids. Why are you here trying to represent these victims who have been victimized by... It's confusing. I don't understand how someone could just have no shame in what he's doing, right? They say don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. Yet he's gotten on the microphone, right? Over these press conferences, hurling lies, spreading misinformation, even disrespecting Austin Metcalf's father. This is a very nasty individual, and boy, oh boy, can he dish it out. But he cannot take it. He can get on national television and disrespect the father of Austin Metcalf after his son was just murdered by the guy that Dominique is representing. Dominique will get on national television and disrespect Austin Metcalf's father, but he cannot take the criticism that he's getting online. He cannot take the fact that people are talking about his very dark past of hurting women and hurting kids. And now, I kid you not, he's now threatening to sue people who are supporting Austin Metcalf and people who are speaking out against him. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. I might have to start a GoFundMe or a donation thing right along with Carmelo's family if this guy comes for me. to take this guy on. And if you guys want to donate to the channel, you know how, Cash App and Super Thanks. But all jokes aside, I'm not even kidding, folks. He's literally threatening to sue now. Threatening to sue, not because people are spreading lies about him, but he's threatening to sue because people are telling the truth about him. I've already made several videos about this guy going over some of these details before this case really started blowing up in the way that it is now. And I would suggest that you guys go and watch those videos. I'll put out more in the future. But it's not like I'm sitting here and just creating fake information about this guy. No. I'm reading old news articles from back in the day. This guy has had a lot of run-ins. He has caused a lot of problems. Everywhere this guy goes, there's an issue. And there's people getting hurt, and there's people dying, including 5 police officers. So this guy has a trail of not just having personal problems in his life, but a trail of causing problems in other people's lives, right? And I don't care about Karmelo or Karmelo's family, but he is going to cause even more chaos in their life. And I don't know if they realize it yet. I don't know what their connection is to this dude. I don't know if he just popped up on their doorstep one day and convinced them that he would protect them or what. I don't know how much money he may be getting. I don't know. But just looking at this dude's track record, he's going to make things so much worse for Karmelo's family. And I'm not sympathetic towards them. But if I would give them any advice, it would be to separate as far as possible from this dude. Now, there's been a lot of people calling him out. There's even been some news segments on mainstream media lately exposing some of what he has done in the past. But for some reason, he has kind of singled out one person who I don't know if these people have a prior history or what, but he's singled out this one Sarah Fields lady as like his arch nemesis, his arch enemy or something. And you might remember at the press conference, the last press conference, he named her by name as well. And now he's directly threatening to sue her. And he just went on this lengthy rant on X. I want to go ahead and read for you all what he had to say. Addressing the lies and disrespect. Normally, I don't waste time responding to outlandish stupidity on social media. But a recent post by Sarah Fields has crossed a line that demands a response. In her distasteful and misleading post, Sarah Fields accused me of having an inappropriate relationship with former Dallas Police Chief Renee Hall. Let me be very clear. This accusation is not only disrespectful to me, it is outright offensive to Chief Hall, a highly accomplished law enforcement professional who has moved forward in her career and continues to make an impact. When these baseless rumors first circulated during the summer of 2020, it hurt deeply to see Chief Hall, a black woman in leadership, have to endure such misogynistic, disgusting attacks. At that time, advisors told me to stay silent to avoid adding fuel to the fire for her sake. But silence does not mean consent. I'm sorry, Chief Hall, that you had to experience this. I'm sorry that in Sarah Fields' desperate attempt to disagree with me regarding the Karmelo Anthony case, she is now trying to drag others into her toxic mess. Sarah Fields, this is your warning. Disagree with me all you want. Challenge my ideas all you want. But do not attack people who have nothing to do with this case. Stop before you find yourself being sued. This world is already sick enough without people inventing lies to distract from real justice work. I am sorry. Oh, hell nah. Oh, hell to the nah. There's more. There's more, people. There's more. We're going to get to it, but whoa. The audacity, the lack of self-awareness, I don't know what in the hell is going through this dude's mind, but did he really say that? I got to read that part again. What? The world is already sick enough without people inventing lies to distract from real justice work. You mean like the lies that Karmelo Anthony supporters have been creating since day one of this case? Before Austin's body even grew cold, Karmelo's supporters, people like Dominique Alexander, were already online spreading misinformation and blatant lies about the case. All types of lies about Austin. Literally taking the time out of their day to create social media accounts so they could pretend to be police officers that were working the case, so they could release fake reports about what actually happened and fake autopsy reports. All of this went down. And he's mad that people have exposed some of what he's been doing in his past, most of which is verifiably true because the guy has gone to jail for the stuff that I'm talking about. These aren't rumors about him beating up babies and stuff. You could go Google it, folks. I already have. I already made videos about it. I'll make 50 more if I have to. So for him to address this situation as if, oh my God, it's a sick, cruel world, all of these lies, it's interfering with justice. No, your side of the aisle. You guys are the ones interfering with justice. We want justice. We want justice for Austin Metcalf. And if you want justice for Austin Metcalf, hit that like button. So I just don't understand how you can say something like this out of your mouth, knowing everything that's going on surrounding the case. Like, read the freaking room, bro. But he can't. He has no self-awareness. He's not aware of how stupid he looks. He's not aware of how stupid he sounds. He's not aware that he needs to change the battery in his fire alarm. He's just so full of crap. But let's go forward because there's more. We stay focused. We stay standing in truth. We stay fighting for what's right, no matter how loud the hate gets. They tried to shame me, but ended up showing my testimony. When I first stepped into activism in 2014, I didn't hide who I was. In fact, my very first year, I was named Person of the Year for the Dallas Observer's People's Edition in 2015. What? What? You gave the baby beater Person of the Year Dallas? What is going on? They say don't mess with Texas. It looks like someone's been messing with Texas. Y'all got people like this as the person of the year in Dallas? Someone who made a baby's brain hemorrhage and his retinas hemorrhage out of his eyeballs? Are you serious right now? But hey, this is what I told you guys, a few videos back. This community that is rallying around Karmelo, they have set the bar so low, right? You know the bar's got to be set low when you have an idiot like this as your representative, right? You know the bar's got to be set all the way to freaking hell, bro. The bar is in hell if someone like this is named Person of the Year in Dallas. Holy shit. Let's go forward. I wasn't trying to bury it. I laid it out because my life has always been about transparency. I'm not here to run from my story. I'm here to use it to impact future generations. You impacted future generations when you beat that baby half to death. Is he okay? How did he turn out? Did he have permanent brain damage or something? Is that the impact on future generations you're talking about here? I've been an open book about my life since day one. My testimony is mine. Ain't no shame in my journey. I am a walking, breathing example that it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. You should have some shame in your journey, my guy. So, what he just said here confirms that he has no regrets, no remorse, no shame for beating that 2-year-old baby half to death. And then lying about it and telling the police it happened in a bouncy house. I mean, no shame about that at all, I guess, right? His words, not mine. He says he has no shame. You can't make me feel bad about me. You're actually doing me a favor by showing the world what God can do with a man that didn't quit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this whole post. One thing I also cannot stand is people who hide behind religion, people who hide behind God. I hate it when terrible, horrible, disgusting, vile human beings try to hide behind God and try to use God's name to get people to feel sympathetic with them. Use God's name to, see, I can redeem myself through Christ. It's redemption through Christ. Christ has forgiven me. I don't want to hear none of that nonsense. You think people like this are godly people? This man is so far removed from God. And the fact that he's even bringing up the name, the fact that he runs around pretending to be like a minister or a pastor. Why are there so many people in the black community who aren't pastors or ministers or preachers, but they pretend to be when really they're just activists that run around and do like BLM rallies? Why are there so many of these type of people? But Dominique Alexander might literally be one of the worst I think I've ever looked into with some of the things that he's done. And, him just going off on this rant about how he feels no shame for it, that's not necessarily, the right thing to say, buddy. I mean, I know you're dealing with a low IQ crowd with no morals that literally celebrate murder and promote murder 24/7. So you don't got to do much to look, I guess, like a better person than some of them. But it's the fact that he keeps coming out here and he keeps saying these things. And if you're following it online, he's getting absolutely destroyed and ratioed every time he says anything online. Like, there's a lot of people I see supporting Karmelo, and there's a lot of people spreading hate about Austin. But the support that I see for Karmelo is not translating into support for this Dominique Alexander guy. Like, if you go into his comment sections, it's just him getting freaking blasted. There's not much support for this guy, like we see support for Karmelo. So I don't know, maybe the community that's rallying around Karmelo, maybe some of them see this guy as the fraud that he is. Or better yet, I think a lot of these people rallying behind Karmelo, they're not even following the case closely enough to even know what's going on. I keep seeing people refer to Dominique as Karmelo's lawyer, but he's not Karmelo's lawyer. Karmelo's family fired their black lawyer and went and hired a white man as soon as they, raised up about $500,000. They said, oh my God, it's the racists. They're all out to get us. Oh, we got money. We need to go to the gated community with the white people, and we need a good white lawyer. That was their first things that they went and did. But yeah, the dude's just saying a bunch of useless stuff that I honestly don't even feel like wasting your time reading. You can read it for yourself if you want to. He says, and if you're mad about it, stay mad, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm tried, tested, and proven. I'm not here to argue. I'm not here for your approval. I'm here for every black boy they try to write off. I'm here to break systems. I'm here to make sure another black life isn't destroyed by hate. So to the racists trolling my page, congratulations. You're just becoming part of my success story. I'm living rent-free in your head. God has his hands on me. Yada, yada, yada. And let's see, how much support did he get? Oh, he got 6 likes, folks. He got 6 likes. This guy is a complete joke. And right now, the main thing that is on my mind is not him threatening to sue people. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he threatens me and threatens other people, to sue them as well. I'm not really worried about that. Like I said, if I have to make a Carmelo Anthony type go fund me, then so be it. But the main thing I'm wondering is, what is his connection to Karmelo's family? I'm wondering, how much money does he think he's going to get out of this situation, for one? I think he sees the GoFundMe and he thinks that he can wiggle his way in there, right? And try to make some money out of this situation. And I'm wondering if he and his little friends are like posing as Karmelo's bodyguards and they're going to charge the family for that later on. Like, once the case is all said and done, he's going to say, hey, we protected Karmelo. We took him to the top secret location to protect him from the white people. We need a couple of $100,000. You know what I mean? I'm really wondering what the connection is. Because he's too performative. He plugs the name of his organization too much. It lets you know that there's like almost, I don't want to say a commercial aspect to this, but I'm struggling to find the word that I really want to use here. But it's obvious that he's using this case as a stepping stone for himself, right? The way that he was plugging his organization, the way that he has thrusted himself in the forefront of this case, to where when many people think about this case, they don't even see Austin Metcalf's face. They don't see Karmelo's face. The first face they think of is this guy. Because he's been in front of the cameras. He's been doing the most, right? So it's obvious that he's asserted himself in this position to gain from this in whatever way. I'm just wondering, how is he gaining directly from Karmelo's family? Is the clout and the attention that he's getting off of this case enough for him? Is that what he wants? Or is there more that he's expecting or wanting from Karmelo's family? That's what I'm wondering here. Because it almost kind of feels like he has them in like almost like a, blackmail isn't the word and hostage isn't really the word, but it feels like he kind of stepped in and just took control of the situation as Karmelo's family were probably trying to process things, right? I don't think that Austin Metcalf's family has had a chance to process the fact that they've lost a son. And I don't think Karmelo's family has had a chance to process what their son did. And Karmelo hasn't had the chance to process what he did either. Because he gets out of prison, he's got this entire organization of activists around him that are filming him with GoPro cameras and riding him around in like bulletproof trucks and stuff like that. So there's a lot going on right now, and I feel like him and his organization kind of just came into this situation like a whirlwind and kind of took control of the situation from Karmelo's parents without them really having much of a say-so, but they may just, they're kind of going along with it because they don't know how to handle the situation themselves either. You guys get what I'm saying here? Like, are we dealing with a situation where Karmelo's bitch-ass dad, the one that sits in the corner with the bow tie and allows his wife to talk for him, are we dealing with a situation where he called up this activist group like, I need your help for my son. I need your help for my son. There's a chance, there's a chance he's going to prison for life. Did he call and look for these people's help? Or did like Dominique and this organization bust through their door one day and is like, hey, we're going to do things this way. We're going to do things that way. These people, they're going to come and hurt you. They're going to do this. Because Dominique has really been hyping up this, what he claims is all of this hate aimed at Karmelo's family. And I feel like he's maybe over-exaggerating things to scare even Karmelo's family and scare them into feeling like they need his help. Like, that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that he is scaring Karmelo's family into thinking that they need him and his organization to protect them from the racist white people that are all out to get them. But I'm sure I'll be touching on those thoughts more in future videos. For now, though, let's just hope this guy doesn't sue me or anyone else for telling the truth about him beating up babies. But if you want to support the channel, you know how. Cash App, super thanks, hit that thumbs up, drop a comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.